Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing 4th grade recommendations for your girls. So my daughter is in 4th grade and she is reading and loving all these books right here. I'm going to show you exactly what she's loving right now. Rosalie, my daughter, likes mermaids, magical animals, fairies, that type of thing. But she has some other ones in here that are a little bit outside of that. So I'm excited to go through this list and give you guys some recommendations for your girls. I'm going to be going through this list from easiest to hardest. So at the beginning, if some of them seem a little bit like, oh, my 4th grader is way past this, that's okay. She likes to read some of the really easy ones, just like as a light, easy bedtime reading or in the car when it doesn't take a lot of focus. And to be clear, these are all books she picks up on her own. None of these are school books. These are all books she reads for fun, and I'm not forcing her to read them. So they're good, like easy to digest books. And if you have a child that has a harder time getting into a book, these can be really good, fast-paced books. So the very first one I have to talk about is Starlight, the Breyer Stablemates in general. But Rosalie loves these books. They would be a great fit, especially if you have like maybe a younger 4th grader. Rosalie is 9 right now, and she got these probably when she was 8, but she still picks them up and reads them. Like, she still just really loves them. And they're just very, very simple. Like, could probably read these out loud to a 3 or a 4-year-old, but she likes to read them herself. And the pictures are pretty. She loves horses, so she just likes to pick these up and read them. And like I said, they're just very, very easy for her. Like, she'll read all 3 in one sitting and just for fun. The next one is Princess in Black. So we own this first book, but she's listened to all of them on Audible, and she loves this series. It's by Shannon Hale, who also wrote Princess Academy, if you're more familiar with the older middle grade books. But this is for the younger kids, and I started reading this from Rosie when she was 5 or 6, and she just loved it, and then she still reads it. So she picks it up and reads it, and again, it's very, you can tell this is not hard for her to read, right? But she'll just sit down and read through the whole story, and she just enjoys it. The next series that my daughter loves is the Rainbow Magic series. And they're all fairy books by Daisy Meadows. So these books are also very easy to consume, bite-sized books. That's what I would describe them as. And they're just sweet, very simple stories. They kind of remind me of Barbie movies, but in book form. So maybe not a lot of depth, maybe not very ooh, twisty turny, I didn't see that coming. It's not that. These are just very sweet, sweet, friendship based, with an emphasis on friendship and doing what's right and taking care of the animals. And there are over 200 of them. So I find these at Goodwill. Every single one of these I have bought from a thrift store. So you can find these. They're easy to find, and they're just fun. If your daughter likes fairies and that kind of thing, she'll probably really enjoy this. The stories are good and easy to consume if you have I would say 2nd, 3rd grader that's advanced, or a 3rd, 4th grader that just wants an easier read. This is a good fit. The next series that she loves is the Billie B. Brown mystery series. So she read Billie B. Brown, the beginner series. She read those. There was 28 books. She read that, and then she wanted to get the mystery series, and she ended up loving this one too. It's about Billie, and she has a group of friends, and they start a detective agency, and they meet in the treehouse, and it was very sweet, very fun, and Rosalie just loved them. She read them quickly, she really enjoyed them, and then she actually learned Pig Latin from it because they would do Pig Latin as their code, and so she has taught it to everybody, all the other kids in the family, and now they all talk in Pig Latin, and it's just a fun thing that she learned from Billie B. Brown. I like how there's always resolution. I like that it's teaching her, the different fights and how to get, how to work through those sometimes, and just the different interactions that Billie has with her family and with her friends. I thought these were fun and enjoyable and just a good all-around read. The next one is this Magic Bunny by Sue Bentley. Now, Rosie has a few of these. She's got Magic Bunny, a kitten one, and a Magic Puppy. You notice a theme here? Magic and animals. Yes, that sums up what she loves. Okay, so these books are a little bit more involved than the fairy books. These books are 100-ish pages. The fairy books were more 60-ish pages, so definitely easier to get through. And the Magic Bunny books definitely had a little deeper plot, right? They went a little deeper. And so for that reason I did enjoy it. I don't always necessarily love the magical stories, but I liked, at least in this one, I felt very reminiscent of a childhood, when you're playing with your animals and you pretend that they're talking to you, or you pretend that they have superpowers. And Rosalie has a bunny that she loves, that she plays with. She reads it to her. She really loves her bunny. So of course the Magic Bunny series and the Magic Bunny books really attracted her, because she just loves bunnies and animals in general. So if you have a child that loves animals, I think this is a fun book for them, because they really get to like have like so much make-believe around their animals, which I think is just fun. Riley Knows Best. I like this better than I liked the Magic Bunny series, and that's really just because there was no magic in it. That's the only reason. It's about two friends, and they have this puppy, Riley. I like this because it's got the puppies, it's got the dogs. They go to like her aunt's grooming center, so there's a lot of animals involved. Anyway, Riley Knows Best is a sweet story about friendship and puppies, and if you want your kids to have some animal books that are not magical, this would be a good option. Also, very easy read. Very easy read. The next one on our list is Baby Mouse, Tales from the Locker. And this one is so different than the other stories that she has liked. To me, it felt very different. It is about a little baby mouse who goes to middle school. And when she gets to middle school, everybody else has a cell phone. So like she gets on the bus and everyone has a cell phone and no one's talking to her because they're busy on their phones. I thought, I'm going to like this story. This is going to be a good story. It teaches like how middle graders don't like need to be on their phones all the time. Don't hate me, okay? I just think it's sad how much time middle graders, high schoolers, adults even spend on their phone. But anyway, that's a video for another day. But I thought that that's what it was going to be, this story. And it ended up being like she gets a phone and there's like crises with her phone. But also like in the book she's sad because like she feels like she has no friends, because she ends up like not being like popular on social media. And I know that it was like trying to teach like you don't need to be popular on social media, like you need to be able to have friends in real life. Like that was kind of where this went. And I actually was like, how about like get off your phone, like have a conversation with somebody. At the end of the book, not to be a spoiler, but at the end of the book, like that's not the resolution. The resolution is like her phone gets like the screen is cracked and she can't use it very well. To me, there was like a better story that could have come from that. Like if we could have learned something, like a better lesson to me. Baby Mouse, Tales from the Locker, very different. Also like still like pretty easy read, but like because it has so many pictures too. Like there's a lot of pages with pictures, and it was funny. It had kind of like a graphic novel feel, and it was cute and it was fast paced. But I can't say that I loved the moral of the book. But Rosalie just really thought it was quite funny. My fourth grader really just thought it was very, very humorous. And so it was a win in that way. Jennifer Holm and Matthew Holm. It's one of the ones she loved, and that's what this video was about. Not necessarily my top choices. Okay, last two authors. The next one in the series is Emily Windsnap. I think this is book 5 that I'm showing you. 1, 2, 3, and 5. Those are the books we have. I have bought all of these from a thrift store, so I don't necessarily have all the same covers. But it's because I just get them when I can, which makes, like, I just get the ones I can find, and I love that. I'm totally happy with that. Anyway, Emily Windsnap. So I would say these books felt very reminiscent of the Secret Mermaid books by Usborne that I read to my daughter, which she was in about 3rd grade, and 2nd and 3rd grade, and she loved those. And then Emily Windsnap just kind of like went a little deeper. So these books, as you can see, are much heftier, right? Like these are definitely full-size middle grade chapter books, almost 300 pages. Everybody has a secret. Mine's a little different though. I didn't even know about it until the first day of swim class in 7th grade. You see, I'd never been allowed to go to the water before. As it turns out, swimming comes naturally to me. Very naturally, in fact. So naturally, you might say, well, it's true. Here's my secret. I figured out that I'm a mermaid. She's a mermaid, and she ends up saving the underwater kingdom. You know, what? Didn't see that coming. Anyway, I love middle grade. Some of them are so predictable, it's just like funny. Anyway, so actually there's more to this one though. This one did get a little bit deeper. I felt like this was more fun, and it went a little bit more like, there was some twists in it that I didn't see coming, and that is always a win, especially as an adult reading middle grade books. Like you want to have something at least be like somewhat surprising. And the world in this one was a little slightly different than like a lot of the other normal Secret Mermaid type books, like other mermaid books. Like this world felt a little different, and that made it more enjoyable for that reason. But yeah, so this series I did recommend. Like I do recommend this series. I liked it. I thought it was good, and It just, it's a little bit better for those older, like those more mature, more advanced readers for 4th grade, I feel. Last but not least is Kate DiCamillo. My 4th grader loves all the books by Kate DiCamillo. So she has read Because of Winn-Dixie, Flora and Ulysses. She hasn't read this one yet, but she just saw that it was the same author as she saw it was Kate DiCamillo, and she was like, whoop, gotta get that one. She looks for her at the thrift stores now because she just knows that she really likes her writing style. And then we also loved Mercy Watson. I found this again at like Goodwill, and it's just like we just really enjoyed all of the Kate DiCamillo books. This one is a lot younger, and I just read it out loud to all the kids for fun. But these books are, I mean, they're definitely heftier books, and if your daughter may have watched the Flora and Ulysses on like the movie that came out, she might really enjoy this. I know that kind of, it actually, movies had the opposite effect on me a lot of times where I don't want to read the book because I watched the movie, but my daughter saw the movie and was like, oh, I want to read that book, so we found the book, and she really enjoyed the book. So my daughter has just really loved all the books by Kate DiCamillo, and we will continue to find more and bring them into our home because they're always a win. I think sometimes as parents we're like, oh, you've got to read like the most advanced, you got to, like, I want her to be reading like Agatha Christie books, like I want her to be, you know, reading these deep, like big books because maybe she understands the words, like she knows what it means, but that's not what she's gravitating toward. And I have learned to just like let her be where she wants to be with her reading. And I just encourage you, like if your kid's reading something that feels like not good enough, or like graphic novels, for years it took me a while to get okay with graphic novels, like that's not what I would pick up, that wasn't my go-to, that's not what I wanted my kids to read. For some reason it just felt like below level, and I just really learned to be okay with it and like let them read what they want to read. And if they want to read little like hardback or Berenstain Bear books, like that's okay. There's lessons to be taught in those Berenstain Bear books or Mercer Mayer books. They're great. Comment below and tell me which one of these books you think your daughter would be most interested in reading. And if you like this video, be sure to check out one of the videos I'll have up here. They are personally recommended for you guys, books if you like this video that you would like one of those videos too. So be sure to check them out, and I look forward to seeing you guys again really soon.